sure
They
no
only
one's
want to hate
listening,
on people because
and
they're
then
broken
reaches
in a
under the
bad
table and pulls
situation.
out a glowing silver
So
box. A
that's like a
laptop.
chicken and the egg type of
It's
thing.
Surfshank VPN, she
No, you
whispers.
didn't.
With it, I can change my virtual location and
Oh
access
my
essential medical scrolls
gosh.
from every kingdom.
That
You
has to be the
blink.
best ad
You're
I've
telling
seen in
me
a
you
while.
unlocked healing secrets by pretending to be from somewhere else? Exactly.
Oh
She
my
nods.
gosh.
I connect to different servers.
Yo, what's up? We got another video today. This time we're going to be watching a video by the young man Stick Tory. Now, I've seen a lot of his videos, which I quite enjoy. The story videos where it's like, oh, this is your life as a certain occupation in a certain point in history, which is pretty fun. So if you haven't seen it, let's get into it. This should be fun. I like these videos. So this one is Why It Sucks to Be a Medieval Witch. Let's find out.
You're 5, freezing your tiny fingers off while
Make sure you go ahead and like the video, subscribe to him and to me. Yeah. Okay, now let's get into it.
dragging firewood through a snow-covered Swiss village called Erschmatt 1467. It's beautiful
okay.
if you ignore the part where it's cold enough to kill you. Your parents basically
Valid.
mummify you in 5 layers of wool. Not because they're overprotective, but because if they don't, you might freeze and drop dead. Just ask the family's dead goats.
No.
Oh wait, you can't. They froze last week. The cold has already
like
killed
on,
your animals. The crops?
Pluto.
Laughably useless. You eat twice a day, morning and night. Afternoon? That's just medieval Switzerland's idea of intermittent fasting. But guess what? As you get older and the cold slightly backs off, things somehow get worse. Your family's clinging to survival, bartered with neighbors who are just as broke as you. Some days, the sky forgets the sun exists. Just endless
Yo,
clouds
that's
and the
crazy.
occasional dead neighbor. 4 kids died this week. You didn't cry. You're out of tears. You just
That's
clench
fair.
your fists and stare at the snow like it's out for revenge. So you do what every 10-year-old in Erschmatt does. You pray. You beg God to save the other kids, to make things
Okay.
less miserable, to maybe let you go one winter without digging another tiny grave. Last
That's
year,
valid.
you made your first confession.
This is so dark.
Since then, it's been non-stop lessons about hell, the devil, and, of course, witches. The priests
on the
say
wrong
they're the
stuff.
reason for all the misery. Supposedly, witches are lurking in the village, freezing your
Witches?
animals and killing your crops. But
Oh
you're
my
10,
gosh,
not
bro.
stupid. The women they accuse don't seem capable of summoning snowstorms or whatever. Your logic? If they were
a
that
10-year-old, that's
powerful,
crazy.
wouldn't they be living somewhere warmer?
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
low-key.
no
Why are
one
you
else
here
seems to care
terrorizing
about
people,
logic.
risking death
And while
when you
adults are
can just
busy
go somewhere
pointing
else?
fingers at grannies, actual kids, your friends, are still dying. So you
Low-key.
decide you're going to save as many children as possible.
Hey,
So while you're learning the
okay,
usual stuff
vigilante
from your mom,
justice.
like how to milk goats without getting kicked in the face, you start
Hmm.
asking her real questions like, hey, how do I stop a toddler from dying of fever? At first, she says absolutely not. Says the world
What?
isn't what it used to be, and knowing too much could get you killed. She's
What?
not wrong, but you're stubborn. Every no
Bruh.
sharpens your will. Eventually, she gives in. Not
I
out
know
of
the old
agreement,
history was like
but
this, though.
exhaustion. At night,
Intelligence
in
was like
whispers,
a threat.
she
It still
shows you
is
what the
kind of to
village
some
doesn't
people.
see. How to
Some people
grind
just can't
dried
take it.
nettle for fever. How to pack pine resin for wounds. How to make old John stop complaining and start chasing his wife again. Yeah,
Chasing
you learned
his
that
wife.
one too. Still, it's not
What?
enough. You want more. You hear your aunt in Albanen is basically a healing legend. She delivers babies, stops infections, probably resurrects frogs or something. So you
Whoa.
beg your parents to
Alright,
let you
that's
train with
witch.
her.
That's
They're
witchcraft.
horrified. Albanen's dangerous. Midwives there already have targets on their backs. The church doesn't trust them. And midwife is one skipped mass away from witch.
Witch.
They
Yep.
say no. You beg again and again. You wear them down like ice on a mountainside. Eventually, with one last nervous glance toward the church tower, they say yes. You're going to Albanen.
Aw.
Let's just hope you don't come
Let's
back
go.
in chains. When
Or
you show
dead.
up in Albanen, you notice people get real weird when you mention your aunt. Most won't even point you toward her house. They act like just
They don't know
knowing
where
her
she's at.
might summon the devil. Then you meet her, and it's like, what?
What's
Your
wrong with
aunt
her?
is one of the kindest people you've ever met. She goes to mass every week.
Too suspicious?
Cross always around her neck. The only blood she touches is during childbirth, saving
Aw.
lives, not ending them. But nobody cares about facts. Gossip is easier to believe than truth, especially when it fits a good witch story.
I
One
would
night
say I
while
don't feel
grinding
bad
dry
for these
chamomile,
guys
you
dying
ask,
because they're
"How
just
did you
like
learn all
they just
this?"
want to hate on
She
people
leans
anyways,
in,
but
glances around to make sure
they
no
only
one's
want to hate
listening,
on people because
and
they're
then
broken
reaches
in a
under the
bad
table and pulls
situation.
out a glowing silver
So
box, a
that's like a
laptop.
chicken and the egg type of
"It's
thing.
Surfshank VPN," she
No, you
whispers.
didn't.
"With it, I can change my virtual location and access
Oh my
essential medical scrolls
gosh.
from every kingdom."
That
You
has to be the
blink.
best ad
"You're
I've seen
telling
in
me
a
you
while.
unlocked healing secrets by pretending to be from somewhere else?" "Exactly,"
Oh
she
my
nods.
gosh.
"I connect to different servers and
I'm
boom,
just gonna
new
watch it through.
content, new knowledge, new
That
ways
has
to
to be
treat
the
dying
best
kids.
ad I've
They'd
seen
burn me
in a
alive if they
long
found out.
time.
Which is why Surfshark
I could
keeps
not
everything
predict
private.
that.
No logs,
Wow.
no traces. I'm safe even on
Wow.
public Wi-Fi. But isn't
This
that
is
expensive?
A+ work, bro.
Not really. It works on unlimited
A+
devices.
work
So while
right
I'm
here,
decoding
brother.
childbirth stuff, you can stream documentaries from other kingdoms.
That's
And if someone
strong.
regrets it, 30-day money-back guarantee.
I didn't
So,
even have time to
click the
skip
link
it.
in the description or visit surfshark.com/sticktory to get an
All right,
extra
you got
4
it.
months. After a few months, you've learned more about healing, childbirth, and humanity than you ever did back home. You return to Urshmod at 14, taller,
Urshmod.
wiser, more capable,
Hey.
and, unfortunately, pretty. That's when the bad
Unfortunately.
news hits. Your parents have found you a
Oh.
husband. The boy's the son of a wealthy neighbor, which in your village basically makes him royalty. Your
That's
parents
good,
are thrilled.
maybe.
This marriage could save you from
He's a good
poverty.
person.
But you're not here to be saved. You're here to save others. Getting married would mean kids. Your own kids. Kids who might,
might
die
die.
young like everyone else's. You didn't study for years just to roll the dice on your own. So you say no. Big mistake. Your dad is not a fan of this plot twist. You beg for time to heal others before being forced into a life you don't want. Your dad's like, absolutely not. But your mom gets it. And after some convincing, probably involving tears and maybe passive-aggressive silence, she talks him down. So you get time. You study harder than ever. You apprentice under the best midwives and herbalists you can find. By 19, you're kind of a big deal. People from all over
Hey.
come to you for help. Fevers,
Yeah.
headaches, stubborn rashes, bad
Yeah,
dreams.
we're healing
you name it.
everybody.
You save lives. You're loved. For a minute, things are actually good. Then, of course, your dad ruins it. He's back on his favorite topic, marriage. Everyone your age is already married. You're the last
That's
holdout. The
Nah, that's
whispers
kinda like
start.
real life, that's
People
life.
say you're too picky, or cursed, or, yep, a witch. You're done. So
That's
you pack your
that's the
stuff and
same
move
nowadays,
out.
bro.
Not far, just to the edge of the village. Close enough to still help, but far enough to breathe. Your new place? Half home, half clinic, all yours.
Okay.
Before long, you're more influential than the Bishop of Sion. The sick come
Whoa.
crawling to your door.
What's
The
Sion?
poor, the homeless, the hopeless, they find shelter with you.
It's a
You're not just a
contact.
healer now. You're a lifeline.
W,
One day there's
W
banging
up.
at your door. Panic in every knock.
What
A man
happened?
shouts that his wife's in labor. You grab your things and run. Turns out the woman is the daughter of a wealthy merchant. So half the
Ooh.
village is already there. Great. Nothing like performing a high-risk delivery with an audience.
Performing,
But you don't
bro.
flinch.
This was
You've done this
entertainment
before.
back then.
You send the
Watching
men out.
someone do a
the room
risky,
quiets,
delivery.
You take her hand. Minutes
'Cause
later,
you don't know
the
if that
child slips
little
into your arms.
baby's gonna live,
limp,
bruh.
silent. A stillbirth.
Stillbirth, bro.
Gasps echo. A few women cry. But you don't have time to grieve because the mother's bleeding. Badly. You jump into action. Pressure, heat, tinctures, prayers. Everything you've learned pours into the next few minutes. But it's no use. She dies before sunrise. You've seen death before, but this one cracks something inside you. You don't
You
cry.
failed?
Not here. Then you feel it. A stare like a blade between your ribs. The mother's sister is glaring, red-eyed, trembling, desperate for something to blame. She did this,
You?
she screams, pointing at you. She was whispering strange
Crabs in
words
a
before the
bucket,
baby
bro.
came. You answer
Crabs
calmly,
in a
I was
bucket.
reciting the Ave Maria. No, you're a witch, she screams, full meltdown. The other women hush her, but their eyes, they're doing math. Witch math.
I know that there's no logic in their actions right now because they're so like emotionally heated, but and probably uneducated, but still like at what point do you like why would someone help someone just to kill them? Does that make any type of sense? In front of everybody, if they were a witch, right? Like if I was a witch, right, and I saw somebody that was in need of delivering a child, right, and it was my responsibility to actually get them through it safely, right? Why would I consciously put myself into a situation where I am supposed to save someone and then turn around and kill them? What? And the baby. Why not just leave them to die on their own? If I was actually a witch, why would I actively apply effort and energy in front of a crowd to kill someone? That doesn't make any type of sense. Like, I know they're not using logic, and I know, like, in the story, this is just like some. This is exactly how people would do it back in the day, though, too. Then people would do that this day as well, because people don't think sometimes when they're like emotionally charged. But I don't know, man.
You leave quietly thinking, they'll grieve, they'll come around. The whole village finds out within a day. The baby, the mother, the scream, and your name. Then they're avoiding you altogether. At first, a few people still come for help. Then fewer, then none. You're crushed. These were people you saved, children you delivered, fevers you broke. And now, you're the villain in their bedtime stories. Then it gets worse.
Hopefully it's
After Mass one Sunday, the priest clears his throat and announces that you've been summoned to appear before the ecclesiastical court in Luke. No one looks at you. No one defends you. You're not surprised. The whispers have turned into a full-blown firestorm. They say you cursed the crops, killed the livestock, caused the stillbirth. The priests want answers, and you're going to give them. The next day, you pack your things and head to Luke, hoping for fairness. Instead, you're greeted like a war criminal. Side eyes, whispered prayers, people making the sign of the cross just because you exist. They ask you questions, ridiculous ones. Did you curse cows? Did you walk barefoot through a snowstorm and not die? Must be witchcraft. Then comes the serious stuff. They claim to have witnesses who saw you cause ice storms and sacrifice children to the devil. Guess who those witnesses are? Your neighbors, the ones you healed. The ones whose babies are alive because of you. You deny everything, obviously, but that just makes them more suspicious. So they bump your case up to Sion, the diocesan court. Basically, where the real pain starts. You get there the next day, and guess what? Same questions, same blank stares, same assumption
look
that
at our
you're
hair,
lying.
bro.
They throw you in prison.
Y'all really gonna kill
and now
us?
comes the real investigation.
At 19, bro?
The kind that involves no food, no sleep, and pain that makes you forget what your own name sounds like. But then the torture starts. They rip out your fingernails, leave you freezing in a cell for 5 nights straight. Your body starts shutting down. You're 3 weeks in when it hits you. This doesn't end until you give them what they want. In the cell next to you, you meet other women. Same story, same lies, same broken bodies. Another week passes.
Why
you can
torture
barely
them,
stand.
bro?
Your skin is torn. You haven't eaten in days. So finally, you confess to everything. Yes, you flew through the night to secret Sabbaths.
I don't
Yes,
like
you
these
kissed
guys,
the devil.
bro.
Yes, you cursed livestock. Anything to make the pain stop. Every word feels like chewing glass, but at least it's over. 2 weeks later, the Bishop of Sion delivers your sentence. You confessed, so surprise, you're guilty. But apparently, that's not enough. They want more. They want names. You already know what happens if you refuse to name names. More torture. And after everything they've done to you, you're not surviving another round. So yeah, you give them names. Your aunt and 3 healer friends. Does it feel like betrayal? Yeah, because it is.
Don't
you just
rat out
signed their
your
death
aunt.
warrants. The church
Wait, why would she rat out her aunt? What? I would just rat out the people that were putting you up on the stand, low key. Yo, I would low key rat out the people that put you up. I'm not gonna lie, that's so crazy. Well, honestly, I wouldn't even be in that situation. I wouldn't even do that. I would have made other decisions, but in that specific one, like, you're not gonna rat out your ops. You're gonna rat out your aunt. That's crazy, bro.
It's no time. They send bailiffs to drag your aunt and friends to Sion, the same village that once begged for your help, now watches silently as the women who kept them alive are marched off in chains. Someone
But that would be a
screamed,
betrayal
"Witch!"
of your work
and
if you just
suddenly
got them
facts
killed,
are
bro.
optional. The
But
Bishop
honestly-
of Sion himself reads your verdict out loud, like he's announcing the winners of some
no good
twisted
options
medieval
here.
talent show. And the verdict? Death by fire. Not just you, your aunt, your friends, all of you. Execution to be carried out just outside Urshmott. Because obviously, burning women alive is the best way to purify a village. They take you back to Urshmott that same day, but they don't burn you right away. That happens in the morning. You spend the entire night praying, not for escape. You're past that. You pray for peace. If this is a test from God, you're more than ready for the final score. At dawn, the guards come. You're pulled up roughly and dragged outside. You start your final prayers. Then you see them. 4 pyres. This isn't a nightmare. You're going to be burned alive for crimes you didn't commit. Villagers from all over show up to watch, like it's a festival. Some shout curses, others throw stones. A few just stand there, silent, including the priests. They calm the crowd and start a sermon, something about justice and repentance.
They can't hit the snow, so they're gonna hit
into a
themselves.
confession they wrote for you. If this is justice, it's got a sick sense of humor.
Bro.
After the sermon, one of your healer friends cracks. She begs for mercy, says she repents, and she gets it. They strangle her before the fire reaches her. They call it mercy, and in this nightmare, maybe it is. Your aunt sings psalms as they tie her to the pyre. Her voice doesn't crack once. You stay quiet. You don't even flinch until you look into the crowd. You see faces you once saved, mothers whose children you brought into the world, men whose wounds you healed. Now they stare like they don't know you, like you're just some shadow of evil they never invited in. And that's
demons,
what breaks
man.
you.
They're
cry.
the real demons.
For the first time in public, you let the pain show. And then the flames begin.
Yikes.
Screams tear through the air.
Those are the real
Smoke
demons.
blurs your vision. The fire wraps around you like some cruel second skin. Your aunt cries out in pain.
No.
You don't. You stay still until everything goes silent. You didn't kill anyone. You didn't curse the fields. You didn't serve the devil. You served people. You lived with kindness. You fought for life. But they called you a witch, forced you to confess, burned you alive. You weren't evil. You were just a good woman born in the wrong century.
No. That was a tough video, man. Yo, shout out to all the witches that got inadvertently clapped back in the day. That's tough, man. Not all the witches, you know what I mean. All the random women who got blamed as witches back in the day, yo. Shout out to y'all, man. That's tough. Sheesh. With that being said, let me know what y'all think down below. That's going to be it for this one. Definitely going to be more Stick Tory videos if y'all enjoy these. I do enjoy watching them, but I want to know if y'all enjoy seeing them. So leave a comment down below, like, all that, subscribe. Go subscribe to Stick Tory, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye.